and I wanted to do this review while it was fresh in my mind. The experience was fresh in my mind. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. This will be a new segment that I'm starting. It'll be on reviews that I do on services that I've experienced here while I'm traveling, Airbnbs, buses, like coach buses, airlines. I've already done one with Ethiopian Airlines, so I think I'll just switch it over to this folder or this playlist, so that you'll see that I've been doing this for a while. I actually started a page on Facebook, my dog, a page on Facebook called Honestly Dar, and I will leave the link in the description below so you can pop over there and see some of the reviews that I've left. And I haven't left one in a while because my friend was like, you should do these online. People like to hear reviews more than they like to read them. And maybe I'll do both. I'll leave a review on my page and I'll also do it on here, and eventually phase one out. Whichever one does better, then I'll phase the other one out. So this one today will be on TAHMEED Express, I believe that's what it's called, and it is one of the several luxury coach buses that drive from Dar es Salaam to Nairobi, Kenya. So we just got back from Kenya just late last night. And I wanted to do this review while it was fresh in my mind. The experience was fresh in my mind. So we took TAHMEED Express from where we live in Ununio. So the closest station to us was the Camel petrol station in Tegeta on Bagamoyo Road. So we're there at like 4:30, and the bus leaves at 5. It's supposed to leave at 5:15 in the morning, so you can get there and have plenty of time throughout the day. And immigration takes a while to get through because that's another story for another day. So we get there, it's still dark, we're waiting, and technically the bus does not actually get there until like 6:30 p.m. Now mind you, it was supposed to leave the first stop, apparently the first stop, by 5:15. The first stop is in Keriako, which is a ways away, but it's like a 30-minute drive. There's not a lot of traffic on the road at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning here. They're early risers, but they're walking. They're not driving like that. So we leave, I believe, over an hour late. When we get there, the bus driver is extremely rude. Extremely. Like, he's rushing us to get on the bus because he's late. And, they're tossing our luggage in the, under the bus and in the luggage compartment. And, we were the last to get on the bus, and it was our luggage, and our driver was helping us. He waited for us until the bus came, and then one of the helpers, I guess, of the bus driver yells at him because he didn't give him our luggage right away. So the first impression is you're late and you're rude to a potential customer. Now, he didn't yell at me or my husband, but he yelled at our driver. So we get on the bus, and I can't tell you how underwhelmed I was to get on this luxury bus. I guess luxury means something different to everyone. It's one of those things that's relative, like beauty or something that tastes delicious. It's relative. I'm going to assume that this luxury is relative to locals from Kenya and Tanzania. I was not thinking that this was luxury once I sat in my seat that didn't recline, and a seat that didn't have an armrest, and a seat that didn't have, my USB port didn't work, and a seat that was dirty, and a seat that that didn't recline. Did I say that already? Like, it didn't recline at all. It was broken. Now, mind you, that wouldn't be so bad if it was a, 4 or 5 hour drive. We're on this bus for like 14 hours. 14 hours with a seat that sits straight up. I chose those seats for the three of us because there was myself, my husband, and our friend. because they were the deluxe seats. I've realized that they just say words. They just say words and then you pay for said service. And I don't remember what we paid per ticket, but I will make sure that I put it somewhere, so that you know what we paid. I'll put a picture of the bus and a few pictures from the bus, how it actually looks. So you don't think that I'm just being a dramatic jerk leaving this review, because again, every experience is relative. There was no Wi-Fi. Our plugs didn't work. It was freezing or it was hot. Like, there was no happy medium. And it's not that I expected these items to be there and they didn't say they would be there. They advertise Wi-Fi. They advertise movies. They advertise working chargers. You're on a bus for 14 hours. Minimum. You're going to want to charge your phone. You're going to need to. I can say shout out to Vodacom, because my service worked all the way into Kenya. I had no issues with my phone service. So if you're going to get a phone service here and you're going to travel via bus into Kenya or to Morogoro or to Arusha or Kilimanjaro, Vodacom, 100%. I had no bad service while I was driving through. So back to the bus driver. He's a complete jerk. He cuts off, he drives way too fast for it to be a bus filled with people. He laid on his horn the entire time. He used his horn like a turning signal. When he was passing someone, he blew his horn. When he was about to pass somebody, he blew his horn. When he had passed him, he blew his horn. If someone was driving in front of him, he blew his horn. Someone was driving beside him, he blew his horn. It was just 14 hours of him blowing his horn. When we would stop at a rest stop or a pit stop to pick someone up or for us to use the bathroom, it was on his time schedule. So if he got his food first and finished his food first, or he got to his bathroom first and he was done first, he would leave. He'd blow his horn and then pull off. No warning about like how long we're going to be there, how much time you have. It was according to his time schedule. So you didn't really know if you were going to get left, which actually happened to someone on the way back with a different driver. So the seats that we sat in, there's the driver's seat, which is on the right side of the car. Yes. And then on the left, or bus, on the left there are two seats, was one next to him, and then one behind that person. I was in that third row. My husband was next to me, and then my friend was next to him. But there was like a space in between. Now, you're paying for these deluxe seats on this luxury bus, but they have a mat in front of the middle seat. So my husband was sitting where the helpers sit, because TAHMEED doesn't care enough about their employees to actually give them some place to sit that's safe. So they're sitting on a mattress that fits between the front of the bus and the first and the third row of seats. Why? Why can't one of those seats just be designated to your second driver? And he's not a driver. He only gets out to because there's way stations you have to go through. They get out, they do luggage, stuff like that. It's easier because the bus driver doesn't have a door. He has to climb out of his seat onto the mattress, past the passengers, and down the one set of stairs, narrow, steep stairs they have to get out of this stupid bus. Oh, did I say there's roaches? There's roaches. I killed at least 3. My friend killed at least 3 or 4. On the way there, on the way back. Roaches. On a deluxe luxury bus. I can't express to you how disappointed I was with that experience. I went in thinking that it would just be a standard coach bus with air conditioning and Wi-Fi and chargers, like they claim, but it wasn't. On the way back, it was a little better. Only the driver didn't drive like a bat out of hell, but he did actually leave someone at a bus stop or at one of the stops. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention all of the stowaways. And oh my gosh. So they do this thing where they pick up people who haven't paid for tickets. Let's call them hitchhikers. Organized hitchhikers. These people get on the bus at different miscellaneous stops, either it be a stop we're supposed to make or a stop we're not supposed to make, and they get on and they sell things to you. Peanuts and chips and candy and sodas and waters and shoes and bracelets, and they harass you almost the entire, like, they're getting on and off the bus at different stops trying to sell you stuff. I'm going to assume that TAHMEED either knows about this or doesn't. I'm thinking they don't, because I've already paid X amount of dollars, again I'll put it somewhere, to catch this bus to ride in luxury, and while I'm on there, there's someone doing an entire sales pitch on lotions and soaps and chargers. Now mind you, maybe I want to buy these things. Maybe someone does, and that's fine. But I don't want to hear your sales pitch. Your 45-minute, 30-minute, 20-minute sales pitch on soap or lotion. I'm on a bus. It's late. I've been on this bus for like 10 hours. And I still have 40 hours to go is what it feels like. And I'm trying to rest. We're trying to rest. It's nighttime. And you're selling 14 different items. It was just exhausting. If I could give this, I give it 1 star. Based off the fact that I got there and back safely. That's all you get. Everything else sucked. The seats, the floors. Oh, I had leg room. There you go. 1.5 stars. 1.25 stars. I would not recommend TAHMEED unless you don't like comfort. If you can go into Kenya, fly. If you can fly. Or find another route. What I'm going to do is find and see if there's another bus route that goes there. Because I thoroughly enjoyed going through the country. I got to see Arusha and Moshi and Kilimanjaro and everything in between. And it was lovely. The scenery is absolutely gorgeous. And I'll put some, I'll do another video on just my travels from from Dar to Nairobi. Actually, it was from Dar to Namanga, which is the border line between the border city between Kenya and Kenya and Tanzania. I'm gonna go ahead and sneak in a quick review on it's not even a review, it's because how do you review immigration, but my experience with immigration going into Kenya and coming out of Kenya. So when we got there, the bus drops you off at Namanga. They park, they pull all your luggage out, you take everything you have off we took our backpacks because it had our personal items in it. They pull your luggage out and then you line it up, you get in line, and they have drug sniffing dogs that just sniff your bags, and then you grab your suitcase, and then you go through you show your yellow fever, vaccine proof, and your COVID proof. So either that you're vaccinated or that you've taken a PCR test and you've tested negative. And I believe, according to their website, if you don't have proof of vaccination or proof of a test, they will test you there for like $30 USD. We saw a couple people who were able to get tested there, and they were fine. So once you're done, they see your proof of vaccinations. You go through a metal detector, and you put your bag on. They actually take your bags. They take the larger suitcases and put them through the metal detector, and they put them through the scanner, like an airport. Basically, it's like airport TSA. So it's the same thing. Expect that, only you can bring water and lotions. Like, they don't care about the weight because it's a bus. And then you get in line, and you're on the exiting. So it's just one large space. One window is exiting Tanzania, so you get in that line. They look at your passport. I don't know why they need to stamp your passport in order for you to leave. But from my experience is, for some reason, I am suspicious. I am always suspicious when I go through customs in these African countries. I don't know what it is about me. Maybe someone else has had a similar experience. Please, if you have, let me know, because I'm starting to feel singled out. So he looks at my passport, and this is the TZ side. He's looking at it, at the picture, at the stamps. He looks back at me, and then back at the stamps. And he's like going through the stamps, looking at them. He stamps it, and then I go on. Same thing happens to my husband. He looks at the stamps, looks at him, stamps, and then stamps it, and we go on. So now you get a second line. Second line is, oh, you know, they give you a form to fill out. And I think it's I don't even remember what the form was. But they give you some stupid form to fill out. I think it's a health form. I don't remember. And then you get in the second line to enter Kenya. So mind you, this is all just one office, different windows. We get in there. We're waiting. We get up there, and this is when it happens. He looks at our passports, takes our little papers that we just filled out, that the TZ side had given us, and then does this. No explanation, just wait. Now, mind you, I've never been to Kenya, but since I have left the U.S. in February, we've been to Paris, we've been to London, and now we've been to Nairobi. Every 3 months, we have to leave the country in order for our visa to stay legit. It's not the right word, but in order for our visa to be up to date. That is their stupid policy, that we have to leave every 90 days. So when we leave, we choose a different country to go to. This time we chose Kenya. We chose Kenya because we had flown in to Nairobi on the way back from Paris, and the airport was great, had a great experience just there. So we're like, you know what? Let's go to Kenya. You know, we were gonna go on vacation, a little vacation, and then we'll come back and we'll, you know, have done everything the way we're supposed to do it. So we're waiting. He's saying nothing. It's been 10, 15, 20 minutes with nothing. Now, mind you, we're with a group on a bus that drives fast, that appears to leave people. So, of course, we're wondering if the bus is going to leave us. Side note, no, it cannot leave you. It can't. So, immigration can take as much time as they want to and screw up your plans if they want to, or the bus driver's time schedule if they want to, if they feel like being jerks, which is what they were doing with us. So, after 15, 20, 30 minutes, who knows, I wave someone down that's in the glass, that's behind the glass, like, he has our passports, we're on a bus, like, what's the holdup? He goes to me, he talks to him, says something, and then he says, he's the boss, wait. I don't know many bosses who work the front desk. Let's just put that out there. We wait another amount of minutes, and then some woman comes up, and she talks to the guy that held our passports, and then she tells us to go to the back office. Now, mind you, this is an immigration, a government building. She goes and sits in her office. She doesn't let us in the door. She just goes and sits down. Now, there's a sign on the door that we're supposed to walk through that says staff only, officers only. So we just kind of stand there in limbo, not knowing what to do. So I decide to put my life at risk and just twist the knob and see what happens. And I just walk right in to an immigration office because she didn't have the common courtesy to open the door and let us know that we could just come in and then go have a seat in her office. Kenya wasn't looking so good. I'll put it like that. So we go in and she sits down and she immediately starts to grill us. Where's your itinerary? Why do you want to come to Kenya? Why? Excuse me? Why does anyone go to Kenya? Tourism. Yes, I'm mad. Mad isn't the word. If my husband weren't there, I'd probably be still in Kenya. I wouldn't have ever even made it into Kenya because I probably would have attacked her and I'd be in a prison. I don't have patience for stuff like that. And I had heard horror stories about this very thing. People being detained at the border because they don't trust that we're just coming there to visit. They don't want us to, her words, use Kenya that way and just to renew our visa in Tanzania. Okay, well, I don't care what you want. It doesn't matter. What I'm doing is completely legal. I'm allowed to go to any country I want on my 1-year multi-entry visa in Tanzania, and that includes Kenya. So after she grills us and asks for itinerary, I'm like, here is where you're staying. So I show her the correspondence that I've had for the past 2-3 weeks with our Airbnb host. And now she's quiet. Now she's talking about how she feels, how Kenya feels. Okay, well, you're not a country. Oh, well, I didn't approve your visa. Our visas were approved. Were approved online. Well, I didn't approve it. I'm pretty sure it's a computer that does it. And even if it isn't, it's approved. We got emails saying that we were approved to come here. We left nothing out. We told them where we had been, everything. We told them we had been in France that one day, the week we had been in London, and the 3 months we had, actually the 7 months, but the past 3 months that we had been in Tanzania. We left nothing out because they actually ask you where you've been in the past 3 months. And in our case, we had been to 3 different cities in 3 different countries. So maybe she didn't read it when she approved it. I don't know. So my husband tells her, she goes, why couldn't you stay longer? Why are you only staying 3 days? Bitch. I'm sorry. Are you paying for my trip? You can't tell me how long I'm supposed to stay somewhere. Now, if you're volunteering to pay for my trip, I can stay longer. But we didn't stay longer because we have a dog. We can't just be out of the country all willy-nilly with our dog. So our dog was in the house. We had someone watching our house and our dog, and we didn't stay long. Same with my friend. She has a dog. So we're only staying for a short amount of time. And we were still there for like 4 days. And in that 4 days, we spent a lot of money because Kenya is not cheap. So I tell her, I'm like, I don't understand the problem. We've paid for our visa, which is $51, which is USD. We're paying for an Airbnb. We're going to eat food here. We're going to shop here. So we are stimulating your economy. That's what we're doing here. Well, she didn't like that answer. She still had an attitude. So I just stopped talking. My husband was just like, we can't stay long. We have a dog, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. And she told, I was getting emotional because I have had one good experience going through immigration here. One. And that was entering. The guy was super nice. There were no issues. But leaving to go into the UK, I had problems. Coming back from the UK, I had problems. Leaving Tanzania, I had a slight problem. Going into Kenya, I have had a problem. I don't understand. I don't get it. Is it my face? What is it about me that makes y'all question why that I have no integrity? When Tanzania has shown me over and over again that they're the ones who lack integrity. On all counts. So, after I sit back and I ask her, so what's the solution? What are you looking for? Now she's, oh, well, I'm going to let you in. Oh, okay. Because you don't really have a choice. Our visas are improved. We're doing nothing illegal. I'm assuming she wanted a bribe. I'm not doing that. I don't bribe people. And you shouldn't either. You're doing nothing wrong. There's nothing in Kenyan law that says if you're coming from Tanzania that you have to come at a certain time. Nothing. So if that's how they feel, they need to change their laws. Nonetheless, we went through after being the people who held the bus up. We were the last ones to get on the bus. It's been 25 minutes. I can say that once we got into Kenya fully and into Nairobi, our experience was damn near perfect. Yeah, I'll do a video on Kenya. So again, I thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this video was informative. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can leave a comment below. And if you're interested in a consultation for coming to Tanzania, you can go ahead and email me at theriverastravel@gmail.com. I will also leave that in the link or in the description below. So thank you. Sorry about the chickens. Those are mine making all that noise. I'll see you next time.